Well, yesterday was a fucking Awry adventure, to say the least. I wrote a whole article on it because it's interesting. I'm gonna make it into a zine once the other parties involved finally get back to me. And then now I've got this for that. Which is actually great. This isn't back to an indulgence again. So, So anyway, at exactly 3:15 p.m. yesterday, January 7th, 2025, a call came through to me, leading to an Awry ran and interesting, to say the least, venture. On the phone, calling my friends Giorgio and Harley with their dog Monkey, who had been hired as help for an aging man's ranch as extra hands about an hour away from my place of work, where we first met around a year ago this time. This was, however, an unpleasant situation wherein the older gentleman hiring them was essentially spinning false hopes, exploitation of some homeless people, more or less. From that, I contacted a person named Victor, as he, unlike myself, is with vehicular transportation. My Subaru Outback unfortunately kicked the bucket about a month and a half prior. After 13 years, for the most part on the original battery no less, which created a small conundrum later in the escape attempt later on. Driving 40 minutes solely to get me in the debacle, a quick $26 worth of gas, and officially embarking off to the soundtrack of Boston's 1976 self-titled album. Looking like a scene from Seattle, the sky was steadily letting itself down onto the town below. We eventually arrived to the dirt road of damn near damnation. Driving in a Kia, little more need be highlighted how terribly those cars are in regards to being subpar in all-terrain performance. We made it all but about 75% of the way to the ranch before having to stop as to not bottom out the automobile. Getting out after pulling to the side, I walked the remainder of the 15 minutes to the ranch, finding Harley and Monkey at the gate. One would think of it as simple from there. One would be, of course, wrong, or there'd be less interesting of a story to note down. Their stay at the ranch culminated in an attempt at normal diplomacy, as one would when moving from a property not theirs. Giorgio attempted sophisticated interaction with the man. Such got a 22 drawn on him, claiming that Harley had stolen a spoon and a plate somehow, despite the fact that they were living with him and they were basically being fed out of a trash can. Anyway, from there, it was get the fuck out of Dodge after an hour and a half of back and forth in the rain trying to get one of the dogs, named Simon, back onto the ranch, and the Wonder Twins plus Monkey finding their way in the pitch black to the car. Arriving back to a concerned Victor sometime closer to 7:14 at night, it had luckily stopped raining. Had it continued, the dirt road likely would have flooded and stranded us all. Not being the case, however, we were off. Culminating finally in a quartet performance of us all singing along to Queen's We Are the Champions after stopping by a dispensary to pick up a few celebratory joints. From there, Victor and I dropped the three off at Bash's. They have some niches around. And then went across the street to the gas station I work at for a few drinks, free courtesy of my employment, cleaning, and some cleaning stuff for his back seat, and a cookie. And finally getting back home from there to sit back down at the desk where it all began some 6 hours before, situating some creepily cute antique dolls Giorgio handed off for me to hold. Together, they're worth some $3,000 total. A cool find that we found about a month and a half ago. And there was to write that tale from the day. Though by the time I finished it, I had to tweak it because it's already yesterday. Well, I guess since I'm already out here reading stuff, I did also write another poem that I should read. I guess I'll do the indulgence with that. Alright, this is called Tide Truths. Grasping, gasping, clogged tongue, tide truths, opposing instinct, tried untrue, vain, vague victus, vague tempest, Elated automation, medicated dedication, alleviated interception. Memory is more a digression. Excessive ecstasy to depreciating delicacy. Exclusive. What the fuck is being free?